Hello and welcome to Bunto's 2016 Diet Array, episode 03, Second Diet Failure. I'm your host, Bunto Skiffler, and as per usual, modus operandi, I'll open up the room to participants after the presentation. Thank you very much. 4/24/1965, a date that shall live in infamy. To celebrate it, today I'm going to go ahead and end this current diet that I'm on, veganism, today. Okay, what happened? I hope you're all doing well. Hope the weekend's going decently. It was, okay, just a quick bio background on this second diet. It was full-on veganism, meat aversion, staying away from meat, and subsisting totally on vegetables. The first diet array was, vegetarianism, but this one was veganism. All right. I want to be, real instead of politically correct. Okay, what is veganism really? Veganism is, in my mind now, after trying it for like about 6 weeks, it's like depletion in one word. You're just not getting protein and you're just not having any energy for doing workouts. I watch, several YouTube videos. I'm a big YouTube fan, so I watch the vegans on YouTube, and I see them, evangelizing for, veganism, getting away from meat. They look great. I mean, they have energy, right? But I've realized that, if I was like 5'5", 5'7", or a female, yeah, I could go ahead and, live that lifestyle, but I'm just not that tiny. I think when you're big, you just have to have some sort of concentrated protein source in order to push through a lot of workouts. What my big bane of the last diet was I wasn't finishing workouts. So this time I was, under training tons, right? Not lifting heavy, just, for the primary, for just finishing those workouts. And, I'll have to describe it to you. I'll get to that point in a bit. But what I'm trying to say is, like, the vegan idea for me, I tried it, and I just have to say it was a fail. I think somebody as active as I am at the gym, you have to have concentrated protein. Let me go ahead and throw up the graphics so you can see what I'm talking about. And it was a weird thing because you'll see what I'll get you. Let me get that graphic up. Okay. Okay, here we go. I started off in March and, 193, I was at 2-pound differential because, I said, checked at 195. You see, I wanted to work myself down to 185, so lose 10 pounds in the diet, 9-week diet, 10 pounds, right? And start off well, right? 193. Then next week was 192. I threw off a pound, right? So, hey, this veganism thing is starting out good. The next week, threw off another pound. It was 191, right? So I'm keeping with my projected, and, I'm working out, finishing the workouts. But, really what happened, the rubber hit the road in April. Whereas that, I was definitely not doing anywhere progressive on resistance weight. Okay, just to try to explain to you where I'm coming from, it's like, okay, in 2015, I did full body. And so 2016, I go ahead and really organize my workout into splits, like arms, chest, hit, legs, shoulders, back. And I think the other one was, okay, let me think. Abs, core, and bottom. Okay, so 4 workouts, right? 4 splits. Sunday I was just zen, just stretching out and static stretches and rolling out, and doing some body weight, like just trying to unwind at the gym, right? Through my workout. So I'm discovering when I hit April that I just can't do anything progressive anymore. I'm just not lifting up to the most I can lift, right? It's just, I'm just kind of like under training a lot. Let me say this, I could do progressive, but only like 1 exercise, right? Not like for a full body where I was just going, back to back to back progressive on stuff, right? I just didn't have that energy. I just do progressive, then I'd sort of like walk around and do a ton of body weight while I just, build up again, and then do some under training, and then, you know, it was like maybe another progressive, maybe not even that, just maybe under training all the way out to the finish of the workout. I just leave it at the gym with some cardio, right? It wasn't, so what I'm trying to say is like, even in there, I stuck in some hit. Okay, my idea 2016 is to do stuff at a pace, right? So I'm doing resistance at a pace, oxygen deprivation, and just working, right? I'm just not sitting around. Okay, so I digress. Sorry, excuse me. So I get to April, right? And I hit 191, right? There's the first plateau, and it's fine. I'm at my projected, right? And then the next week goes up to 193. All right, and then last week 195. Okay, so what's happening is this, gang. It's that, for that first diet array, I was just eating like one and a half times a day and grazing. Okay, just pretty much in 2015, I ate like maybe one and a half times a grazing. Same thing. Just really one big meal. I drink my breakfast and maybe graze, maybe a meal and a half, maybe a half meal. At dinner time, right? Well, get this, man. When you're on veganism, man, it's like you're craving energy. So you're eating more, right? So I was eating like twice a day, 2.5 times a day, on occasion 3 times a day, right? And grazing. Okay, but I'm just eating vegetables, right? And the thing is like, it's just like, if I could have my druthers, I just like to eat 1.5 times a day. I just don't want to have to eat all the time. Okay, because when you're vegetarian, guess what, dude? You are eating a lot just to keep your homeostasis. You know what I mean? Just keeping it going, right? So get this, like, I am not used to. I would say like I did a lot of intermittent fasting. I was like not eating after 6 or 8. In 2015, right? But when you're doing veganism, man, it's like, even having a conversation, talk to my friends on G Plus, right? I'm like eating because I'm like depleted, man. I bet they never saw that before in 2015, but no, they're talking. I had to go get something to eat. So I was thinking about this. It's like when you deprive yourself of a concentrated energy source like protein, it's like your brain doesn't force you to say, hey, you should be eating meat, right? No, what your brain does is start craving fats, right? Because that's what your brain is. It's just a bunch of fat. So it's like I was eating peanut butter and nuts, some carb crackers, some grain crackers. So it's like, I'm just eating fats in lieu of, protein or carbs, right? It's not like, at 10 o'clock at night, you're going to bust out a salad. No, you're going to eat something quick like a granola bar or peanut butter or something, right? So then get this, I started putting on weight, right? Now, the thing is that you could say, well, Bunto, why don't you just, quit eating at night, go on intermittent and just, stick with the vegetarian routine. Okay, that's one thing, the diet, right, gang? But the other thing, and all I'm trying to impress upon you, it's activity, right? So I organize my workouts into splits, and the activity, it's like I am just under training. I'm just lifting light, and it looks kind of funny at the gym. I'll explain it to you. It's sort of like, a big guy who can do all this sort of body weight, right? Just pull-ups and incline push-ups. But then, chicks are walking around the gym like, the bodybuilder chicks, right? And they're doing like 50-pound lunges, right? And I'm not even lifting the 50-pound barbells, right? Why? Because it just burned me out like after 2 reps, right? Because I have no energy. So what I do is like, grab the 30-pound and just do like squeeze curls, in front of a mirror, right? And it's like, I know I look good, right? And, people can see it. I look pretty damn decent. But the thing is, like, I have no power, right? And, okay, I have a doppelganger at the gym whose name is Ken, right? He's like 1 year older than me, a half inch shorter than me, and same body type, right? And this guy, all he's been doing is running. And, okay, honest as a heart attack. All that guy does is come in, do some resistance, right? And just do ab work. I mean, he does abs religiously. Okay. And he curls like, he's twice as strong as me. And so it's sort of like, what I'm trying to get the point is, I'm trying to be honest here. It's just like, I realized that I was just not keeping up, right? And he weighs right now at this point, honest as a heart attack, he must weigh 184, right? And I'm cranking, at this thing 185, 195, and he's twice as strong as me. So it's sort of like, of course he's eating meat, he's just doing normal dude stuff, right? So right there, I just want to indicate to you that the fitness chicks are, even they eat. I think of all the people at the gym, I was the only guy who was like really doing the veganism thing. So it's like, I was a guy who's like having energy depletion. As far not, excuse me, let me rephrase that. Not so energy depletion because I, do these long epic workouts, but having power depletion. That the girls were able to do stuff, especially the bodybuilding girls just thought I was just insane, right? They could do stuff, right? Of course, they're just sitting around, and I'm just totally moving. But the thing is that I just know that I could not do power stuff, right? For example, to tell you guys, like, you're supposed to get in and bench press your weight, right? I just totally avoided it. I just tell you, from the start of this diet, I've not even hit the bench press except maybe twice, right? And I just did like, freaking 2-plate stuff. I did nothing progressive. I did no drop sets on the bench press, right? Just did basically a diagnostic lift, right? Chest press, yeah, I did that on the machine, right? Because that's, in a way, the machine's a little bit easier, but just, kind of free weight bench press, just didn't even approach it because I knew it was like going to be a joke there, and did plenty of curls, did a lot of, sumo squats. And how can I say this? My resistance thing, I didn't think it was like, totally gone, but it was just something that, if you were in my case and realizing that if you did one thing progressive at the gym, it just wastes you and you'd have to end your workout. You know what I mean? It's sort of like you would rather just do, under training and body weight all around the gym, right? So my splits were going good, right? It just, like, I would say I was not finishing the workout, ending early except for a few times, right? But let me see if I can get back on track here. What happened? So it's like last week, I decided like on Thursdays, because I was doing abs, core, and bottom, that I'd just go on the Smith machine. And then on Thursday, I did double progressive, right? What that means, I did back-to-back progressive just on the Smith machine. I did, start out with 25 plates and worked them up to 3. And then I went to 35-pound plates and worked them up to 3, right? But let me tell you something, man. It's like I totally wasted myself doing that workout. I mean, I just felt it the next day. I just destroyed myself. I was like completely wasted. My back hurt. Just did not have anything on the gym on Friday. So what I did was I went to Burger King, right? I got 4 Whoppers. 4 Whoppers, man. Took them home. Mom had a Whopper, and I ate the other 3, man, because I was just facing facts, man, that I was just depleted, right? Got up this morning, went down there, did my Zen workout where I just freaking straps and static stretches, right? Puffed people, talked them up, and then I just went to the grocery store. I got some, protein shake, and I bought a freaking 6 donuts, went home, just celebrated my birthday, by eating 4 of them, right? And then, okay, how can you could tell when you're like, I think also like a little bit injured on that progressive, because I was doing like T-stabs, on the push-ups. And when I did them today, my back just roached out and I hurt myself. Well, I mean, like I felt pain and I just not to press it. So it's sort of like, what is there any better occasion just to say, hey, this whole thing is a wash and I'm going to just take the whole next week off, recover, and just start again, on 502 and just see what we got, right? Let me go ahead and stop this. Hey, thanks for listening to that rant. Okay, let me think. Catch my breath here. All right. Let me kind of like just see if I can put a cadence on veganism. Okay. The pluses of veganism is that, yeah, it is a diet for people that are, just sit around. You know what I mean? I look at people like, Harley and Freely, and yeah, they ride their bikes everywhere, but I mean, it's sort of like, can this guy get in there and, throw up bench press or do squats, do trap bar? What are we talking about? Or is he just riding his bike all over the place? You have to admit, all the vegan males are just, they got this vegan gains guy, but I really like to see if he's a vegan, man, as far as like what he's throwing up, free weight wise. You know, I do like 2 plates on the hammer bar. Last year I was doing 3 plates on the hammer bar. You know what I mean? It's sort of like, I want to see a true vegan with power, and just sort of watch that, for my, because, okay, I tell you honestly, everybody at my gym is not a vegan. I mean, they're just eating protein, right? So it's an unusual lifestyle. We have dancers there and a few girls that could be bikini models, fitness chicks, right? They're not vegans. Okay. I think it's a good change when you cross over, when you're a little bit aged and mature, because it gives your digestive system a break, from protein. It's sort of like, how can I describe it in mind? Like, not saying that eating 4 Whoppers or 3 Whoppers is going to be anything of a routine in my diet now, but I mean, this sort of like meat thing every day or every other day, I think it's better for you to, like, have some days where you're just subsisting on either fasting, subsisting, or just, doing a fast, or vegetables only. There's a lot of, peer pressure in life and people you eat with, because they don't want to just subsist on vegetables, but it's what it is, man. I mean, if you just cannot subsist on vegetables, I think that you're being a human, right? Because we were like opportunistic eaters coming up, right? Those people just subsisted on vegetables for duration, had meat on occasion. So, why can't you, average American? It's a diet full of carbohydrates, but the thing is, like, these aren't carbs or like extra boost. These are just carbs to subsist, right? Eating just salads every day, I mean, it's okay, you can do it, but I mean, if you just want to do stuff, it's going to be, taxing for a big person that's active, and I have to admit that that's me, big, active. I possibly would try it for a few weeks, maybe a vegan month, right? A month ago vegan? Yeah, sure, why not? But the thing is, as far as like power, it's going to go. It's like you'll lose it, guaranteed. The next diet, what am I looking at? Okay, the next diet, I think I'm going to try something called portion control. Like I was looking at the way I eat now, and I really, even with veganism, I had to eat a lot, right? So it's sort of like, why not I really try a minimalist approach to eating, just a small plate of food, and just stick with that. In a way, it's sort of like fast, but just not eating as much food. And this, also, I was talking to my friend Pyong. He does, he's on that 1 gram of protein per pound, what they tell you to do. And yeah, you got to have protein. So I'm going to have, if I can manage my macros and see if I can tune exactly to how much protein I need to have as I age, right? Okay. When you get older, your digestion slows down, and you especially, what I'm trying to say is, like, think about it this way: your metabolism gets weaker, but what you can do is expand it by, putting on muscle mass or whatever. So, I am getting muscle mass. People, say I'm looking good and stuff. So I am getting more muscular, more wiry, leaner. So just keep that going and expand the metabolism that way, and just sort of explore the minimalist side of eating by, portion control, not having much else than, something that is protein, something that is a carb, and something that is a fat. They tell you, mix food in this way, and have rice and meat and all these sort of combinations of food to eat, but I'm just going to really just have, basic portion control and, following minimalist cuisine. Get to the last section here, the last subject I want to talk about. And it's like, I'm trying to be honest, as honest as I can in these videos that I'm doing for 2014, I'm 2016, if they, sound like, but the thing is like old age, like how to understand your metabolism when you cross, middle age, 50, right? Your digestion slows down, that eating, 4 pieces of pizza, you're going to suffer for it the next day, right? You eat 3 Whoppers, you're going to suffer for it next day. You're just going to feel bloated. You're just not going to pass it fast. What happens is that your metabolism gets weaker, right? I don't think there's such a thing as strengthening a metabolism. Like, hey, if you do this exercise or if you eat this way, your metabolism is going to get back to Arnold Schwarzenegger proportions if you're active. No, what happens is your metabolism just constantly gets weaker as you age. And the only thing that you can do is expand it, like, get more muscles that can help you handle your metabolism, right? So, you can burn off more glycogen and more fats, instead of just, having no muscle mass, a weak metabolism, and just start putting on the pounds, right? Because your body is like so good at putting on poundage, especially if you're a female. So just keep that in mind. It's like, you have to be active. I see like, a lot of ladies just sort of sitting around, you know what I mean? And there's a certain type of female at the gym that pushes themselves, and I always know that they're really in shape. When you push yourself, you get results. I know that sounds like a no-brainer, but just something that has to be brought forward. Like if you look at my page, I put that thing. This month of April is going to be about pushing yourself, right? It's going to be about hard work, right? That's what I think. The few fitness girls that I talk to, that have, good relationship, just to press upon me. It's like, Bunto, it's all about heart rate. It's all about, busting in a sweat, right? And, what I meant by like few girls, I mean, these are the girls that I gravitate to, girls that are actually doing stuff, actually working out, instead of just like, chitty chatting around or doing a cardio and the walking pace or something. Anyway, I want to press upon you. It's like, females store fat, and if you just want to get away from that, you just have to be active. You have to push yourself, right? And then this other part too about eating, because I'm talking about intake here, it's that as you age, your pancreas has been gone through, so many years and years, it just gets weaker, right? It's just not as hardy as it was in your youth. So your blood sugar is always going to be elevated, I don't think there's anybody, maybe, I guess if you have really good genes, that you don't have an elevated blood sugar as you age, because your pancreas just isn't, up to keeping with the insulin, right? They say insulin resistance or whatever. So if you really want to take it easy on your pancreas, you have to just quit processed foods. And I know you've heard this like a million times, man, but all the white foods like bread and shit and all the Cokes and stuff, everything with sugar, you're going to have to like sort of dump. And let me think of an approach here, right? Let's say that, you can't just go cold turkey on everything at once, but you can just like stop like certain days of eating sugar, right? And that'll give your pancreas time to like, rest, some days off, right? From a full-time job. Okay. Also one, the last part here is that I've noticed is that, I live with my mother, even my mother, and, she just can't stand it ever since, beginning of this year, my diets, is because, she just wants to eat and eat and eat. It's like, no, so as you get older and you get more disciplined in your diet, okay, obviously you can do a few things, right? You could just freaking give up on yourself and just eat like you used to when you're a kid and just explode yourself with fat, right? Or you can actually say, hey man, I'm going to do the right thing, give my pancreas a break, going to quit eating fatty foods, and, just be active and do a reduced intake, right? The thing is that is definitely, with all the studies that we had and everything you see around, man, that is definitely the minority position. When you freaking, eat like a bird in front of everybody else, it's like, it shows, man. They are like, hey, man, why aren't you eating like we are? And then, you just have to say, no, I ain't going to do it, right? What I'm trying to say is more likely than not, be used to some friction, get used to receiving some friction from people who, are eating in their old standard way while you're just on a reduced calorie, right? Caloric reduction. Things that you can do to alleviate that is that, eat a lot slower. Okay, so they're eating food at a pace, right? When you eat, just take a bite. If you have to talk, or, just sort of chew food. I mean, just really slow down everything. I know it's boring as hell, but that's the only way you can do it, because like if you ate at the same pace that those people ate, you get done with your meal like in 5 minutes, right? I mean, they're eating fast, and lots of food. Anyway, that's something I notice, is that, um, as you cross into middle age, you're going to be doing stuff that is just not, what their speed is at, right? Also, it's like, right now at this point, it's like I'm pretty much giving up on drinking, right? So that sort of like metabolism stopper. It's like, is there anything wrong against drinking? The only thing I have against drinking is it just stops your metabolism cold, right? I mean, if you really want to, bulk up, start drinking. And all the other bad stuff, drink and drive and stuff, of course you could do without that. But the thing about drinking as you get older is it's like, plays hell on your pancreas too, and plus it stops your metabolism. I know that marijuana is going to be legalized soon, but I don't got the money for that. I know if you like smoke it, you get the munchies. So I don't know. I'm just not there yet as far as like, indulging in that. You know, just sticking to supplements, eating clean. With my friends at the gym, they tell me all sorts of ways to eat clean. So that might be something investigated when you start going to the gym, is just talking those people up and seeing how they're eating. There's a lot of interesting ways of approaching a diet. Not some, how could you say, it's like, I guess you could watch YouTube, right? But if you actually talk to people at the gym, they can give their own experience. It might be worthwhile to make some friendships and just talk about, how to control your eating and what ideas they do. Because, one good thing is they go to the same grocery store I do, so they can tell me where all the stuff that they eat, where it's at, the lady bodybuilders there, they're all about portion control. So that's the whole gist of the second diet. I mean, just of the third diet, like, they bring their meals to things, so I'm sure they do count, but they're really telling me, hey, portion control is where it's at, because these people are on the go. They're not like full-time bodybuilding chicks. They like have other jobs, so they have to, they can't like be counting calories like they're super pro jobs do. I mean, these people don't have their pro cards, but they do like the junior bodybuilding contest. How can I say, there's a big one in May coming up, so they're working that up. So, but anyway, what I'm trying to say in that point is that, yeah, you can be religiously counting your calories like a pro does. I don't see what the point is of that. If the pro-ams are doing portion control, and they only eat meat about as big as a fist, and only have a certain amount of rice, or a certain amount of greens. So doing portion control, and just definitely upping my protein macro to get back to where I was in 2015 as far as power. Well, let me go ahead and I've blabbed your ears off like a thing with you, but let me go ahead and I'll open the room up to anybody who wants to come in, and let me take a little break right here. Hold on. For any of your questions, come on in and ask away. I'm putting the link in the public. me see. No, shit's going good at the gym, man. Those people are gold. Nothing is getting hotter. It was like raining for like a couple weeks, so people weren't as active as they usually were. Hey, Katie, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
God, it's good seeing you. How have you been?
Working and being a loser.
Oh man, what do you mean by that?
I don't know. I
Like, I typed in. Okay, I'll tell you what I did. I typed in my body weight. Right, I typed in like 193, female, 6'2". Right,
yeah.
and this gave me this link to this Reddit of this trans woman. Right,
Yeah.
before and after. Dude, I was like, man, well, I should go on HRT, man, because it's exactly what I want, right? I mean, I'll put the link in the outside chat. You can see it. It's just like I was so impressed with her, man. It's like she looks absolutely as soft as I'd like to look.
Mhm.
Here, it's from Reddit. So anyway, I'll put it in your PM. I'll put it in the outside. That was like very what you call it impressed me as far as like what if you took hormones, what it could do, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know, and that's only 1 year. So she says.
Oh wow.
Tell me when you. I know. Look at that. Isn't that incredible?
Yeah, she does look good.
Okay, let me. I'll
That's
do
more
this.
than just hormones, though.
Okay, well, okay. Let's go ahead and fisk it, but let me put it so our peeps can see it. Okay, I'll put full screen. Let me see entire screen. Get that. Okay, can you see it on the screen?
Yeah.
All right. So okay, just tell me your impressions, and I'll tell you mine. What do you think?
I mean, I think she definitely looks cute now. I mean,
Okay. All right. Go ahead. I'll let you talk.
but that's definitely more than just HRT working, I think. Like,
Okay.
she probably does some good athletic stuff.
Okay, she went. Look at that. She went from 249 to 199. She weighs
Yeah.
more than me, and she looks great. I mean, look at that. I mean, it's like on before real duty, right?
Yeah.
The way I am now, and then look at her afterwards. I mean, just shoot, man.
Yeah.
Totally soft. I mean, the only thing is like her belly, right?
But even that, I mean,
It's still, she still looks great. Her
yeah.
arms look great. Her hair looks great. Legs look great. She has like no traps. I mean, she looks really female.
Hmm.
Anyway, yeah, man. Sign me up, man. The thing is, like, it's like, I don't want to get, okay, she is a trans woman, right? It's like, I don't want to get like all the way, but I just like to get a little bit softer,
Yeah.
because I have like these wide shoulders, all this freaking ripped. So, how are you doing? I mean, visually,
Um,
can you see this change?
I mean, probably if I like sat down and looked at older pictures and um, tried to look at all the changes over time. But I
Okay, well,
mean,
let's talk about, okay, feeling. How do you feel?
well, I've been having issues with my antidepressants lately, so I've been feeling pretty shitty actually.
Okay.
But overall, even with that considered, I'm feeling pretty good.
All right. Do you feel more feminine?
Um, I don't think so. I mean, okay, my sexual attraction has really started to change recently.
Right. Okay. What would happen if we doubled your dose? Just tell me in your mind what would happen.
I don't know, honestly.
would you just be like, you think you would progress at the same rate, or you would exponentially, progress?
I'm sure it would allow me to progress faster.
Okay, do you feel weaker?
No, because I mean, I work in the back room of Target, so like all I do is lift boxes, and so I'm able to keep my strength up from that.
Okay, so you keep your muscle mass. Have you been losing weight, or you don't even get on the scale to see?
I haven't even checked, but I think I've lost weight.
Okay, so you've lost weight. How about your toning? Is it the same? You're losing it?
I don't know. I really haven't like observed myself recently and looked at all
Okay.
the different changes.
All these trans women on YouTube do that. Why not you? Would you get too self-conscious?
Probably.
And then
I
you
don't
start
think I have the
attracting,
personality for YouTube and
you start attracting all these tranny chasers, right?
okay, well, so you'll love this. So
What
I have
happened?
a coworker, and I won't say names, but
Yeah.
he has wow, he was for a few days really taking an interest in me.
Yeah, I love it.
It
Oh, God.
was like okay, so we were both at work, and I texted him calling him a bitch or something just to fuck around.
Yeah, just talk.
And he started texting me all these like super degrading messages and stuff.
Okay, so he's getting kind of, saucy.
Yeah, and so I was just kind of like and like the rest of the day, like I couldn't make eye contact with him. I kept looking down. I was really quiet, and I just got really like submissive. It was really weird, especially at work, but
Okay.
it was kind of amazing.
And so, like, is he all like chatting you up and stuff?
He was more earlier, but I haven't really talked to him recently. I don't know what his deal is, but I mean, I don't think I would do anything with him anyway.
Really?
Just
Like, if he
because,
asked you out, you wouldn't go out?
no, he's kind of a dick in all
Like,
seriousness.
if he begged you to go out, you wouldn't go?
I really don't think I would.
Oh my God, just think of a dude begging you to go out. Please go out with me. I beg you.
I mean, there are other guys I'd rather go out with in front of him. I'm like, he's
Okay.
fun to like talk to in that way, but I wouldn't want him to be my first time.
All right. What type of people interest you? Like, what do you think you're really attracted to?
Prominence. I've learned. I think I talked to you before about how I was always kind of confused about what I was attracted to about girls or guys.
Uh-huh.
I thought it was girls for the most part, but um, and then
Okay, what do you like about girls? And then I'll tell you what I like.
um, well, I don't know. It's hard to identify it in a sorry, brain.
Okay, I'll tell you an example. Like today, they had the TVs on, like, was it Bravo or whatever, and they're showing the Kardashians all day long, man. The Kardashian
Mhm.
marathon. Okay, and then I'm talking to the chicks. Says, okay, which Kardashian you like? And they like Chloe, and I says, well, I like Kim. What do we like about them? And they tell me that I like Kim because she's like a classical beauty, you know,
Yeah.
and they like Chloe, I guess, because she's just young or whatever, right? The thing is that it's sort of like the reason that show works is because these are like women, attractive women. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. Like, what interests me about women is that they, are attractive, right? And how they handle themselves, how
Yeah.
they comport themselves. I think that's interesting to me. It's like if these people walked into the, my life or whatever, I'd be interested in like what makes them, what they think, just ideas from them about attractiveness.
Yeah.
And then I like tough women, because to me, they're dudes, basically. That's the way I treat them.
Yeah.
But, women, if they like, want to be attractive and or just, they enjoy life and, talking up men or whatever, just being,
Hmm.
part of the woman thing. I mean, that's what I really enjoy. As far as like what kind of guys I just like guys that are alphas. Like you say, dominance, guys
Yeah.
that are like shot callers and gunslingers, guys that aren't afraid of me.
Yeah. I think like whether it's a guy or a girl, it would be really hard for me to get involved in a relationship with them if they weren't dominant. And that's like the number one criteria for the most part.
Right.
Um, Beyond that, I'd still probably pick a dominant girl over a dominant guy just because that's what I'm more comfortable with and I find it more
Right. I
easy
guess,
to be attracted to them.
Katie, I guess there's all sorts of dominance, right? There's like these dominant people that want you to turn the lights on for them and stuff. You know what I mean? And then there's like these dominant people that actually do stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're like, the shot callers, right? So there's like all sorts of dominance. Like, you know, you have to be like in a way my slave, and then there's these other people that are like, I'm going to dominate the whole situation. Like
Hmm.
not being submissive to them is not the big deal. It's just that they have to control the whole situation.
Yeah.
So, um, okay, what are the women like at your work? I mean, are they like outgoing or are they just boring?
Oh, okay. So there are about like four girls at my work who are really pretty cute,
Okay.
and who will talk to me and that sort of stuff. Um, there was one day where one of my coworkers kind of like, so she came up to me and was like, I feel like I'm gonna pass out. I thought she was just tired, but then she said something about her belly button ring, and so I think she like hit it on something, and the pain was making
Intense.
her, yeah, feel like she was gonna pass out. But she didn't look like she was in pain, which was confusing.
Hmm.
So then, like, within arm's reach of me, she lifts up her shirt up to like her chest, but not like over. Like I couldn't see her
Yeah.
tits or anything.
Was
But
she
she
all
just
red?
showed me her belly button rings, and we're like checking them out to make sure they were in place, but they looked fine. And it was really weird for her to do that, like within arm's reach of me, totally unprovoked.
Well,
And
she
it
probably
was like,
felt, what'd you say? Uh, not vulnerable in front of you, which is a good sign. I mean,
well,
that
yeah,
really is a good sign.
it was like that had to have been some sort of flirting. Like I'm
Well,
not good
actually,
at
what
like,
crossed my mind is that she just felt, calm with you that she could do that.
yeah, I guess that's true.
So, would you ever get a belly button ring?
Probably not, but I do want to get some piercings.
Like what?
Um, Probably either a lip ring and or a nose ring.
Why not nipples?
That would probably hurt. I mean, like, I don't know.
Okay, so like, what's gonna happen when like guys start hitting on you? Are you gonna like really start dressing up?
Well, so at work, like, I still don't present female yet because it's you should
Okay,
just not get up in the morning, shave, look pretty, and go to work.
right. Okay. Okay. Don't you want an effort?
I wish I had the motivation to, but
Okay. Would you feel scared? Okay. Like, let's say on Friday, you went home a dude and then Monday showed up as a female. Would that like be too mind blowing for them?
I don't know. I
Well, okay. The
mean,
females there wear khakis, right?
yeah, everyone has to wear a red top and
Okay. So you can sort of ease
brown
into it,
pants.
right?
Yeah.
Get your ears pierced, lipstick, eyeliner.
Well, but like again, if I start doing that, then I'll have to do that every day, and it's so much easier to just be able to like a few
Dude
days
out.
where I just don't shave and go into work and then leave and not have to
Okay.
worry about how I look.
Okay. But even a girl does her eyes. You know what I mean? So she has that discipline to do that.
Well, yeah, but like I don't have that discipline right now, so
Okay. Okay. What would get you that discipline? Like if you start getting like good feedback, if you start getting killer feedback for doing that, you'd start doing it. I guarantee you.
I don't think so. It's really just a matter of motivation and self discipline. Like it's just a matter of doing it, really.
For me, it would be like I think I'd have to meet a makeup buddy, and she would have to show me, you know,
Yeah,
because they have like quick, tricks,
yeah,
Katie, But I've always seen like the chicks, they just do their eyes for sure, put on earrings, studs or whatever, and that's good enough, right? Make sure their eyebrows are plucked,
yeah.
you know,
I've
maybe a
come
little
out
bit
to
of
it people at work too recently. Like I've been adding people on Facebook is how I've been doing it. And
cool.
so like which is now opening up to more people that they're friends with at work. So like I'm starting to get friend requests from people that I haven't told yet. And it's like, oh well I let you know now. Just fine. And like I haven't had anybody say anything bad yet.
Yeah, okay. What I was thinking right now, suppose it gets to a point where it's like, how come you're not wearing makeup? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
Because I mean,
yeah,
you're pretty close now. I mean,
yeah,
you're
like
really
like
passable now.
it's my chest is getting kind of hard to ignore. And
Okay, so your breasts are getting bigger, and you're not even using a pump, right?
oh yeah, no. Um, it's just so like if someone were to ask me how come I'm not doing it, not presenting as a female at work, I would simply say it's because it's right now it's too easy for me to just have a day where I don't do anything when I come into work.
That's gonna be interesting when you just say, "Okay, I got to start doing it."
It's scary, but
Because
I'll have to
I
do it
do it in a
eventually.
second if I start getting good feedback.
Like I think like I said with like I'm still dealing with my medicine, trying to get that right. Like I was on a stable dose, and then my psychiatrist wanted to take me down a dose just to see how I would do,
Right.
and I got really depressed and honestly a little suicidal. But like I knew it was just the medicine, so I didn't like I would never do anything. But it was just like the thoughts were there, and it was kind of annoying.
Right. Well, yeah, then up your dosage, man. Get them to turn it back.
Well, what happened was I ran out of the normal pills for the higher dose, and so I'm using 1.5 of the lower dose
Hmm.
to reach that same dosage. I'm still getting the depression and the suicidal thoughts. So it's weird that even on the normal dose again, I'm still feeling bad. But
Hmm.
it seems like the pill that I'm on specifically is having those side effects, which I don't know. I have to talk to my psychiatrist about it tomorrow. But
Right. So see you tomorrow. Good.
it's stuff like that where I still want to get that sorted out first before I'll ever be able to worry about dressing up full time.
Fine. Okay. Are there like for sure that there's like in Austin we have this TENT like Transgendered Educational Network of Texas? Don't they have like support groups there?
And they probably do. But I just haven't gotten involved in any.
Because you think they're corny or what? They're just too much trouble.
Yeah, I mean, I don't need that support group. Like I have
Dude,
like
let's suppose I
online
showed up
or
there, man. They'd be like, "What the hell are you doing here?" And I'd be like, "Oh God." Right? You know, there's that full embarrassment first, but
I mean,
just
honestly, they'd be welcoming, but
yeah, for you, but for me, it'd be like, fuck. That's the thing, though. There's like an honesty level, you know. I'm still like trying to get up to the honesty to just to finally
yeah.
feel a lot more, you know, honest with my outlook.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to get softer. I thought I could like, you know, lose about 10 pounds, but it's just, you know, I can't do it, man.
Yeah, just
But then
hit
I
the
look at
wall.
that chick, man. I look at that chick, dude, and she weighs more than me, and she looks awesome, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, what the hell, man? I'm like, sign me up. So what I had to do is I had to go see a counselor, right?
Mm-hmm.
See what I mean? To me, that's kind of scary still. First, I don't get the money, you know,
Yeah.
and I'm old. I don't know what I'm going to do. Suppose you did this. Suppose you just got all ripped, man, and like all these chicks start hitting on you. You'd be fine with that?
I mean, I'd be fine with it, but I
I'd
don't
be
know.
like, what the hell am I doing? I'm like, what the hell am I doing, man? You know, I like girls just to pal around with, man. It's
Yeah.
as far as like, you know, any sort of romance or coupling, just no way, man. It's like I'm more critical of women now. I can't see like, you know,
Yeah.
putting up with their malarkey as far as a relationship. But you could, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, a woman. Okay. What kind of woman would you go out with now?
Um, honestly, I'm really into like the punk style and like
Because they got attitude. They're renegades.
yeah, and like the piercings, the tattoos, the ragged, not the ragged clothing, but like that kind of
Like
style.
goth girls or punk girls?
Both. Just anywhere in that kind of alternative
Alternative.
style.
Alternative chicks.
Yeah.
Well, have you met anybody?
Not outside of the computer, no. There is one girl at work who is kind of like that, but I mean, there's no.
What's her taste in music? Is it worth a shit?
Well, to me, yeah, but
Who does she like? See,
Bring Me the
that's
Horizon, which is one of the bands I like. So like, I have music tastes in common, but because like she'll play her music out loud at work sometimes, and
and it's good.
yeah, it's stuff I'd listen to.
Because that's the only thing I'd care about is if she was like, oh, I'm into punk and then played Green Day, I'd be like, oh, really? Right?
I like Green Day.
Oh, well, kiddo, I mean, I
Well,
grew
I
up with
mean,
like
not
Black
as the
Flag and
main
Fear.
band, yeah.
So I don't know. I like day one punk. It's hard for me to listen to stuff nowadays. Like, I just listen to like remixes.
Yeah.
I just can't listen to like Justin Bieber.
Ew, no.
Okay, what do you like about Justin Bieber?
I
Just
don't.
physically. Okay,
I
describe Justin Bieber physically.
twerp. I don't know.
He's like this contrived, invented boy, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna look up a picture of him recently.
The hair, the face. Okay. The thing is that they want to say, okay, we want to have a woman's face on a boy, right? It's like, okay, there's nothing rugged about him, right? I mean,
Yeah.
nothing
There's
rugged.
he looks really soft.
It's like, is that what a woman really wants? It's a soft, because it's like completely opposite than what I want. I want freaking you know, a warrior. Like, you know, Hugh Jackman, the Wolverine. I mean, that's like, yeah.
Eh,
Well, to me, it's like he's just, you know,
yeah.
he's ornery, man. You don't like Hugh Jackman? How come you don't like that dude?
I just don't find him attractive. I mean, he's
But I
fine.
mean, he's like rough, man. Okay, what do you think of Chris Hemsworth, whatever that guy, Thor?
I mean, I'd say he's just objectively attractive, but I don't know. He's not bad
He's too
looking.
perfect. Okay, you don't like guys that are too perfect?
No, that's not it. It's just I'm very particular about if I find a guy attractive or not.
Okay, well, what guy do you find attractive?
Uh, the main like the if I think of a guy that I'm attracted to, the first person that comes to mind, his name is Ollie Sykes. He's a singer of a band that I listen to.
Yeah, I think I've seen that dude. He's
Like,
all tatted up.
yeah, I've probably showed you him honestly, but he he is like what I am drawn to in a guy.
Okay, you like tattoos. You like renegades.
Yeah,
Okay.
I find that style really attractive.
They don't have any goth guys in the mainstream now. Just like, remember that Chris Angel? He was
Yeah,
kind of goth. Did you like him?
no,
Why not?
I don't know.
He's kind of goth. He fits it.
I never really watched anything of his, but he just kind of looked like a tool.
Because he's popular, right? If he's popular, you don't like it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, okay, if you get into the goth scene, man, you got to start doing your eyes because everybody does their eyes in goth.
Well, yeah. I mean, if I do go out and dress up like to therapy, or I went to get my hair done the other week, like I can try to make myself look pretty and do all that, but it's
You got to
just
get a choker.
I have one.
Great, because that's like mandatory. I can
Oh
just,
yeah,
I'm fantasizing here if we like go to a goth party. Gotta have a choker. How does your hair look?
it looks. I mean, right now it looks shitty because
It's
I
still
haven't
long.
washed it in a few days, but yeah, it's still really long. I went to get my hair done the other day.
Did you highlight it?
I just got it like curled and stuff. I'll show you a picture.
Where'd you get a jet black? Straight.
Honestly,
Emo.
I want to make. I kind of want to bleach my hair just to see what it would look like blonde.
Right.
But it's a lot of trouble, and I don't know if I'm up for the.
Well, remember, two heads are better one. That's what really crosses my mind. It's like, if I was you and I wanted to do all this stuff, I'd definitely get like a makeup buddy, some chick, preferably. I guess you could get another trans woman, but but that trans woman had to be like totally pushing herself. I want to get some,
Yeah,
results, man. What do you think of these trans women that, just don't effort?
like me.
Well, you just started. But I mean, if we're having this conversation 10 years from now and it's the same thing, then of course I'd be like, why aren't you efforting? You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah. I don't know.
I
Some
mean,
people
like,
just
yeah.
the motivation and the discouragement can be really powerful sometimes, and I mean, like I get it, but
Okay.
here I sent you a link
Let me look.
for my before and after of getting my hair done.
Oh, I love imagery. You're a total fox, man. You're like 1 inch away from makeup, honey.
I know. I have
Dude,
like some light eyeliner in this pics, but
you're like perfect, man.
I felt really good in those pictures.
God, Katie. Even the before looks great.
Yeah,
You're like perfect, man. I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
thanks.
Isn't it weird? It's like I go to the gym. What the hell am I doing?
Well, I'm sure that's what a lot of people think. Like that's That's not an uncommon sentiment. And like right now, like I can't go on camera just because of how bad I look right now. And I get that feeling too. Like, what am I doing? Like, I'm not going to ever fit into that role that I'm feeling
know,
like I deserve.
no, you're pretty female. You're like perfect. It's like perfect. Anyway, the thing is like this. It's like I start in the morning, then I really get that sort of like dysmorphia, but then it wears off, you know.
Yeah.
But I would like to be like to be able to attract males.
What is it? Do you have something in particular that sets off your dysphoria about what you don't
Well,
like?
it's like I wake up and I just feel like, oh man, I'm just gonna no, it's just gonna be. It's like you feel like you're in a rut. You know what I mean? That feeling of just in
Yeah.
a rut. I'm gonna go down to the gym and nothing's gonna change. Nothing does change. But the thing is, like, at least in the workout, I sort of like make myself feel better. I achieve things in my workout. Like,
Yeah.
let's suppose you could work out to be a woman, right? I mean, that would be
Yeah.
perfect, right? If you could
It
go
would be
to a
nice.
gym and turn yourself into a woman. That's
There was
really what
a woman exercise to just turn
right
yourself
to do it.
into.
That's exactly what I'm doing, man. No, I just hang out with the people there and
Yeah.
do stuff. And but the thing is, like you say, you get depressed and suicidal, man. It's like I know if I fall into a depression, it just freaking just kills my whole day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it
I'm like,
does. It really is pretty draining.
so I like hurry up and run to the gym. Sometimes like on the drive down there, I'll just start crying. You know what I mean? It's like not like sobbing, but just teary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then I had the discipline of when I get out, get there, I just sort of like level out. But it happens in the morning sometimes. Just get depressed.
Yeah.
But the thing is also, it's like it could be worse. You know what I mean? I could be fucking Nadia. Both,
I
right? I
haven't
could
I
be
haven't
fucking right. Actually,
seen
could be Nadia.
I haven't uh seen what's been going on with her recently, but
Okay, Nadia just gave up. You know what I mean?
yeah. I do feel bad for her, but
It's like I'm not there, man. I'll still fight. Even on my worst days, I think I'll still fight. I just haven't given up.
I can attest sometimes it's hard not to give up.
Okay, what's it like to have a guy like you? Just like a total stranger. I mean, you're just freaking.
It's
You could
weird
tell like a guy. Okay, why is it weird?
because I've grown up not considering that I'd ever be with a guy. Like that always seemed so outside the realm of possibility.
Okay,
And so
conditioning.
now, yeah, and so it really opens up my mind to a lot of just new possibilities about the kind of people I could be attracted to.
Right. What kind of temperament you like in a guy?
And so it's really still kind of shocking sometimes, but like with my coworker, like having him do that, like text me while we were both working together was
Right.
really an interesting experience because I got to see him in person
Okay.
while it was all going on.
Okay, how about this, Katie? Okay, Katie, we were brought up to like, we help the women, and, we're nice to the woman.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, hold the door open for her, give her flowers. See, what's going to happen now is that's going to be reversed, Katie. Like, you're going to notice guys efforting you. See what I mean? It's like a change of attitude.
Yeah, and honestly, like I'll still admittedly have that kind of mentality of uh, being courteous to women and all that stuff.
But now you're going to have to learn how to, from their point of view, you know what I mean? How to accept people
Yeah,
liking you.
and it's
Because
gonna be weird.
well, yeah, it is weird, Katie, but I do think it's important. I'm just fantasizing if I was in your position that, you know, that you do support the guy because, you know, you know, from your own mindset of what's it like to like effort a girl, you know, you
Yeah.
want them to be happy. So now these guys are going to want you to be happy. So it's
Yeah.
sort of like you have to like give them that feedback of, hey, you know, thanks for, you know, either way, you know, if you really want to take it in a direction, but either way, it's sort of, I think it's good form, you know,
To
just
show your appreciation
show, you know, hey,
of the.
thanks, or, you know.
That's a nice idea. I never actually thought about it like that, but yeah, that's interesting.
Well, what strikes me is like, you know, well, let me see how I can do this. There's a girl at my gym who's like a Nadia, right? Imagine a weightlifting Nadia,
Yeah.
right? I mean, she looks great, can do great things, but she's depressed,
Hmm.
you know? And so it's like I puff her a lot, and you know, I hope you know, weekend's good, and you know, she talks her games up in a play. But you know, to me, it's sort of like, dude, you're a chick, man. You know, and guys think you're okay and stuff. Why aren't you happy? You know, that just strikes me.
Yeah, no, I get you. That's definitely, I would say, how you're viewing the world as what you think is typical. Like, honestly, she probably has some sort of uh,
Hang up,
chemical imbalance or
lady.
some sort of emotional
And she's like a
thing.
dude a lot. Maybe that's what kind of, you know, it's not like I'm fond of her, but not attractive. But she like goes up and like hits the fucking machine with her fist when she's pissed and stuff. Like, I don't even do that. I'm
Maybe
really mad today.
she's
I say, yeah, honey, I see.
maybe she's in the same boat as you. She's like, man, you're a
Dysmorphic
guy. You could get uh,
chicks.
any
But
chick
chicks talk
to.
to me at the gym. I mean, I'm not like the
Well,
most
yeah, but that's
flaming
maybe.
homo at the gym
No, I know,
at
but maybe.
all.
But that's what she could be in the exact opposite situation as you. You see
Hmm.
her and think, wow, you have guys that could be attracted to you. Why aren't you happy? She could be like, oh, you have girls that could be attracted to you. Why aren't you happy?
Oh, I'm not like depressed at the gym.
Well, no, I know. But like,
Dude, she is depressed. I mean, she just like sulks at the gym,
yeah.
right? Maybe it's like attention seeking thing, but she goes to the gym a lot.
I mean, that's good that she's doing that. Like, that's impressive to be able to do that when you're depressed. I can hardly get out of bed when I'm depressed.
Yeah, you
Even
can
when I'm
cave
not
in,
depressed, I
man.
can hardly get out of bed.
What have you been eating? What have you been eating?
Shit.
Shit.
Not
Well,
literal shit, but shitty food.
yeah. Well, I know what you meant. Like if you eat, you know, cleaner food, maybe get some energy back.
Yeah, like if I didn't work such stupid hours, like they're bouncing me around from 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. to
Yeah,
1
it's
p.m.
hard to get on something
Yeah, and so
healthy
I
routine.
can't like get a good schedule going.
Unless you made all the food at once and then kept it frozen in your refrigerator.
Yeah, that's a
Shit.
lot of work though. I'd rather just sleep.
Yeah.
Sleep and then get something on the way out.
No, you look fantastic in the photos. You do look freaking renegade punk rock.
Yeah,
So
it
those
felt
people
really
don't party,
nice.
huh?
What do you
The
mean?
the workmates. I mean, they throw decent parties or your friends.
And I don't think they party, but like some of them like will hang out and stuff. They'll talk about that. Like I've never got invited or anything, which is fine. Like
Shit, I'd
I
love to
don't
go to
even
a
know if
party.
I don't even know if I would go if I got invited, but
Well, I know in my case, there's like young dudes at the gym that are always talking me up. But the thing is, like, I dread them ever inviting me to something because it's like I
yeah,
feel like fucking too old. I'm like your dad. I hope they never do, man, because they talk to me about all sorts of stuff, music and
yeah, I got you.
shit. So yeah. Well, God, I could talk to you now. Let me go ahead and just end the hangout. And I'd like to thank all our viewers for any questions they have. Just put it in the comments, and y'all have a good week. Take care.
Bye, everybody.